Welcome to the Crypto Curious podcast. It's been excitement overload in the building today as Craig and I are chatting with a very special guest. We have cricket world legend here, Steve Smith, recording with us on the podcast. So welcome, Steve.
Thank you.
Steve is a cricketing icon known throughout the world for his cricketing efforts, which include one of the best batting averages in the game. When Smithy's not following his first passion and going the tonk out on the pitch, he's got some other interests that we're excited to hear about. So it's NFTs and crypto. Steve is a crypto curious just like many of us, and today we're going to see just how far down the rabbit hole Smithy's actually travelled. So thanks for coming in today.
My pleasure.
Welcome. So, it's always exciting when you hear like household names getting into crypto. So it'd be good to understand, how you got started, why you got started, and what piqued your interest.
I was always sort of interested in the space, and it's obviously grown and grown over the last, Bitcoin's been around for a while, but all the other coins have grown over the last few years. So, a lot of the cricketing boys like talking about it, and I think it was Marcus Stoinis actually that first spoke to me about it. I think he's a bit of a Bitcoin holder, so he's going okay. But very intrigued by the space, and I've been looking at it for a while.
So do you remember when you first actually purchased it or bought it? Like, what year was that going back? When did Marcus tell you?
Probably heard about it in 2017, 18.
Okay, so relatively early.
Yeah, reasonably. I wish I'd bought then.
Yeah.
I didn't. I've been looking at it since, and pretty interested by how it all works together, and it kind of goes over my head a lot of the stuff, particularly the alternative coins. But it's certainly a growing space.
Was it, because we're talking to you today because we found out that you're into NFTs, and we'll go a little bit further into NFTs and what you're doing in that space because it's really interesting. But was it the NFTs or was it Bitcoin and crypto that you got into first?
I think it was the currencies originally, and then, only sort of heard about NFTs probably 18 months ago, I think. My manager actually, I remember a call, I was sitting in the backyard and he was talking around some of the sports players and musicians, I think, over in the States that were getting into it, and thought, it's obviously a space that's growing as well, and something that needs to, we need to get involved in to have the, that relationship, I guess, with fans and be able to reach more fans, etc. So, we thought about what we could do and get involved in that space.
Yeah, I think the first cab off the ranks back then was NBA Top Shots. Do you remember when they came out and they were just killing it with like the moments and stuff? So do you remember what your first purchase was? Like, how was your experience with, your MetaMask? Like, how was that?
Or exchange, what was
Exchange, yeah.
No, I'm on the MetaMask. My first purchase was a Rumble Kong.
Oh,
What?
yeah. Have you seen the Rumble Kongs?
No.
Aren't they like the gorillas that fight each other?
Yeah.
And you put him in. Do they fight?
Basketball, I think.
Basketball?
I think it might play like 3-on-3 basketball.
Oh, that's
or something.
cool.
I don't know if it's that one or NFTeams I also got as well. I'm not sure what that does really. I haven't probably explored it enough. But
I am learning from Steve Smith. I've never heard of that.
I don't think I have either. I think I'm getting it mixed up. The Rumble Kongs. Might have to get some.
On where did you buy this?
On OpenSea.
Really? I'm Googling now. Wow, okay. So that was the first purchase?
That was it, yeah. That was probably only 6 months ago, I reckon.
Okay, so it's an NFT?
It is.
Okay, I'll check that out. Okay, well, there you go. So what about your first coin? Did you actually end up back then, when you first heard about it, did you end up purchasing any altcoins or Bitcoin or Ethereum when you first heard about it?
No, I didn't. I wish I had.
Okay.
But since I guess I've purchased some Ethereum to be able to purchase a few NFTs.
Your Rumbles. Okay.
And just played around with a few different other alternative coins just randomly. So
who helped you through that process of purchasing the Ethereum and getting on the MetaMask to do the NFTs? Like, who was helping you through that?
No one really. I kind of just did it myself online.
Yeah, right.
Figured it out, and it's a bit of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
So how's the appetite? You mentioned Marcus told you about it. How's the appetite in the cricket group? As a lot of the boys getting amongst it? Like, I know you mentioned obviously we're going to get into your NFT project soon, but is that going to be something to come up in the cricket world a lot?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of the guys have seen how the NFTs have gone over in the US with different professional sportsmen, and it's certainly something a lot of them are interested in. So I'm sure you'll see some come out over the next year or so, and continue to grow.
I guess they kind of have to. I mean, it was at Blockchain Week earlier this year that Cricket Australia and Tennis Australia announced that they were doing their NFT series similar to, like we've just mentioned, with Top Shot. So, I mean, it's out there. So any professional sportsman at least understands what NFTs are about now. So
Australian Open did it as well, didn't they?
Australian Open, so Australian Open and Cricket Australia.
What did they do again? They NFT'd bits of the court? Was that what they did?
I don't actually know what they did. And then they went...
Did you hear about this?
No.
Yeah, they did that. And then they went and put it in the metaverse.
Yeah.
And they played the games in the metaverse.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
Australian Open did, yeah. But what I'm saying is that professional sportsmen and women know about NFTs now. And that will be an extra,
it's household.
Yeah, but it'll be another revenue stream for them, I guess. So if that's another revenue stream, that's obviously an area that they'll play in and understand and look into. So I assume they're all playing around, and some of them have got cash to buy monkeys and apes and other,
Worlds of women.
Worlds of women.
Worlds of women, exactly.
That's right.
Craig and I may have one of those.
I got one of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I got a Galaxy too. Yeah.
Do you have one?
2 of the Galaxy.
No way! That's so cool. Oh my god! Not financial advice, folks, but Women Galaxy. Oh wow! Okay, so what else have you got? I think this is fascinating. What else have you got?
Some meta mansions.
Some meta mansions.
By Keys.
Okay.
Yeah, they're interesting. So
what are your thoughts on the what was it? The moonbirds. Are you right up with it?
I go through patches where I look at it and get involved, and then sometimes where I'm just not too fussed about it. So
where do you get your news then? I mean, because I get all my news from Craig, because he's the NFT,
the podcast,
the guru.
Yeah, bits of the podcast, of course, and then I just read stuff online. A few mates are involved in it. They send things around on WhatsApp groups, and
Are you amongst the crypto Twitter yet?
I follow a few things on Twitter. I see bits and pieces pop up, so
yeah, right.
Yeah, see if you can sink your teeth into something like hopefully a Bored Ape early on would be nice.
That would be nice,
exactly.
Wouldn't it? Yeah. I guess this is a good segue to learn a little bit more about, your upcoming NFT project. I know you partnered with Dan Carter on Glorious Digital. So, could you speak a little bit about that and what motivated you to start that up?
Yeah, so I think, it's obviously a space that we're interested to get into, to be able to engage more with our fans. So, got involved with Dan Carter and Glorious, and I think we'll be dropping some NFTs in around July. Basically, the concept is having 11 different bits of art, 11 series, and being able to get it out there. So, and then on top of that, there'll be different things involved with them, like online chats, some prizes, etc. So I think it's a really exciting time, and hopefully it goes well, and I'm excited to get into the space.
So the reason that I'm really into my NFTs, and I've come a little bit late to the party, they've been around for a while, and I'm kind of only really, for someone who's been in crypto for a while, I'm only really getting into my NFTs probably the last few months.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm really liking it now is because there's so much more to just having one JPEG or picture. There's community now. You mentioned World of Women, but there's a real community to that, and there's other things you get along with it. So we've talked about NFTs in the past with music, where you get the album or you get a concert ticket. So there's all these added extras that come with your NFTs now, and I think you can't just have an NFT, you need to have those extra things that go with it. So are you guys looking at that and making sure that when you've put that out to the public, there are, things that come with it, or...
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do, a Zoom call, for instance, with the holders of a collection, or, be able to give a physical cricket bat, potentially,
awesome.
that I was
cool.
using, or something along those lines. So there's so much you can do. There's so much in the space. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, I think that's what people are after, aren't they? That little bit of
Well, it's never before have, sports stars had the ability to access their fans directly
Exactly.
with no middle party. So it's super interesting to see how it goes. So obviously Dan Carter started it up, and you're coming into it. So is there anyone else that's getting amongst it, or is it sort of just going to be a cricket thing, or is it going to go towards other sports?
There's some artists on there as well, and some bands,
artists,
and a few other bits and pieces on the platform, isn't there?
Yeah, I think they're open. They're trying to sign up a whole different array of industries, I suppose. So it's exciting to be involved with Glorious. I'm looking forward to that partnership growing, and excited about the project coming out in hopefully July.
Cool. So how did did Dan Carter approach you, or you were sort of looking to build this functionality? How did that work? How did you get involved?
I think it was kind of a bit of both.
Yeah.
They were looking for talent, and
you were looking,
we were looking for somewhere to get involved. So to be able to sort of have that collaboration with Glorious, it's exciting, and we're looking forward to that partnership.
So you mentioned a July launch. So can you talk about what's the collection look like? How many are going to be available? And what's the art? What's the vibe you're looking for?
Yeah, so it's going to be 11 different bits of art and 11 pieces of that art. So what's that, 121 pieces. And what exactly it looks like, I'm not entirely sure yet. We'll keep that under wraps for now, and a bit of a surprise for everyone. But that's essentially it. So it's exciting, and we're looking forward to that drop.
Yeah, awesome. So 121. This is obviously the first edition. But yeah, that's really exciting. That's a good amount of people to come on board and give prizes to, and give cricket bats to and stuff.
Don't know if I've got that many bats.
Yeah,
sell out easy.
So yeah, it's really awesome. So you also mentioned before you had a Rumble Kong, a Meta Mansion. They're not very similar. So what do you look for? Is there a bit of art to it, or is it just FOMO in? Have you ever FOMO'd into something and then it's gone down 90%? Because I know me and Tracy have done that.
Have I what?
Times. FOMO'd into something?
Okay, that's jargon.
Yeah.
Fear of missing out.
Course,
You're all the boys are buying it. I got to buy it, and then you buy it
and it's tumbled down. No, not quite, although the market's obviously down a bit at the moment.
Everyone.
The NFT market's not quite as badly down, though.
No. It's open to interpretation.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I just get, different friends that, come up with different ideas and say, why don't you have a look at this? Or I read something about it on, I don't know, Gary V's Instagram or different things like that. So, and then just... fingers crossed one goes really well.
Okay, but you're still picking what you like, though. You're not jumping on everything.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so it's what you like, which is probably a good way of doing it, You're picking something that you...
if you like the picture, you just... it's... Yeah.
Well, it's, beauty's in the eye of the beholder as well, isn't it?
Of course, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, but Gary V's also someone decent to...
He's not a bad person to follow. He's right on the cusp with, giving projects utility. If you hold a Gary V NFT, you get access to his VCon, did you say?
Yeah, VCon.
Yeah, so it's a real life conference.
Conference has just finished, yeah.
So that could be interesting. Glorious.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, feel free to not answer this, but how many NFTs do you hold?
I'd say probably 20 odd.
Okay. That's a reasonable number.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a reasonable number. Craig, how many have you got now?
I don't know. Probably 20.
Really?
Less, maybe less.
Okay.
What's your best one?
My favourite is it's called a degenerate ape.
Okay.
I'll show you after this, but he's just like a cartoon ape. He has a hat on, Twinkie in his mouth. It sounds stupid, but the story here is I got him at it was a Solana one, so I got him at 5 Sol, and because I was showing my dad how it all works, and I was like, the day I got it, I put it for sale for 60, and I was like, it's not going to sell. Anyway, it sold straight away. So I'm like...
Jeez.
And it turns out mine was super rare, so I have an emotional attachment to these apes. And I'm like, I've missed out. I got to get back in. Anyway, they ended up going crazy. I bought in at back in at 80 Sol, and now they're back down to 50 Sol. So I'm just like, I'm holding this thing forever.
Yeah.
What's your favourite, Chase?
Well... The World Women Galaxy, I like everything that stands for and represents at the moment. But it's funny because you buy something and you get a little bit emotionally attached to it, don't you?
Yeah.
So my little Valkyrie at the moment, which is a tiny little collection of nothing, but I just love the picture. I love what that is and what that kind of stands for. And
it's funny how like, NFTs have sort of been like people have really got on board with owning their own NFT rather than a coin. Like with a coin, just like no one really gets it. Everyone's like, oh, I've got some, Solana, but everyone's got some, and then you get this like ape with a hat, and you're like, this is my ape. I love him. I'm never selling him. So it's it's a great way to onboard.
Well, what do they call it now? You put it as your profile picture, so people PFP. So
yeah, I actually had my Rumble Kong sitting on
your Apple Watch.
On my Apple Watch for a little while there.
Oh, that's funny.
That is gold. We need to have a look at what that looks like, actually. That's hilarious. I want to check these out. We're going to see a big spike now in these Rumble Kong. Getting quick. Okay, so I wanted to ask you a bit about, cryptocurrency in general. And, like, you obviously like your NFTs. You've said that all the cricketing boys, you're in the change of everyone's chatting about it. Do they all think it's a bit of a flash in the pan? Do they think that it's a bit of a get-rich-quick scenario? Or do they really see this as being, the way of the future? What's the chat? What do the guys reckon?
I think it's half and half.
Yeah.
I reckon some think it's get rich quick, and others are in it for the long haul. So I think I'm certainly one that's in it for the long haul. I think it's here to stay. So like I said, it's exciting and it's growing.
Yeah, awesome. So Bitcoin or Ethereum?
Ethereum.
Ethereum?
Yeah, I mean it buys NFTs, doesn't it? So.
There you go.
Bitcoin doesn't NFTs.
Correct answer. So you're spending all your time, not spending all your time, obviously cricket's your number one, but NFTs, and you've got your chats that with your mates, and you're looking at a bit of news, podcasts and YouTube and that kind of thing. But are you looking at other coins? As you said earlier that the altcoins can be a bit confusing, but do you keep abreast with some of that? Are you looking, we spoke on the way in about Luna, so do you kind of keep up to date with the other crypto news as well?
Yeah, I look at it. And yeah, I'm interested by it. So I've had a little bit of a punt on the ape coin.
I did too, mate. Don't worry.
Obviously, the Bored Ape Yacht Club is huge, and whatever they decide to do with their coin, I don't know. But I thought it's worth a little gamble.
Punt, yeah.
We'll see how we go with that.
Yeah. Okay, any other coins? Not financial advice, people. Steve Smith is not here to give financial advice, but any other coins or anything that you've kind of looked at or you liked?
I think Solana's an interesting one. Obviously, again, can buy now on OpenSea with Solana.
Yeah, that was a big step.
And then a few of the boys have been talking a lot about Algo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're Aussie. Are they Aussie?
Yeah, I think they are, Algorand, yeah.
Yeah, so they're interested in that.
Yeah. I think that was the one that we mentioned last week, that Australian Zoo were doing their NFTs.
That's right.
Yeah, they just launched their, Algo. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and outside of that, I'm not really sure.
All right, well, we need to get into this chat with the boys, in the WhatsApp group chat.
But obviously we work at Bamboo, so we don't have any of the
No
altcoins.
altcoins.
We just say dollar cost average
at
the moment. But yeah, it's always fun learning about the new stuff.
It's always fun learning about new stuff, but yeah, just for us it is about averaging into the market, especially when the market's down like this at the moment. This is the time to kind of slowly edge in to the big guys, Bitcoin, Ethereum.
Yeah, agreed, actually.
Yeah, agreed. So I think we've chatted enough about crypto and NFTs for our crypto podcast. But just before we finish up with this, Steve, what is going on with cricket? I know you've just had a bit of a break and you've been away. So when do we start seeing you on the pitch again? What's happening?
Yeah, heading off to Sri Lanka in about 2 weeks. So looking forward to that tour. Getting back to the subcontinent, playing some cricket there. It's been a while, so... excited by what's coming up. It's a pretty hectic next 18 months. So, looking forward to getting into it and getting on the road. And
I think cricket starts a bit earlier in Australia this summer, is it?
Yeah, I think we've got the World Cup in October, I think it is. So, I'd love to be a part of that.
Awesome.
Was part of the World Cup in 2015 here in Australia. So, that was an amazing time. So... hopefully involved. We'll see how we go.
Well, fingers crossed. You're certainly one of Australia and the world's favourites, so hopefully we'll see you out there.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming in today. We really appreciate it.
Absolute
Cheers,
pleasure. No worries.